Welcome back to the Media Unrestricted podcast. I'm Dylan,
I'm Chase.
and we have a great deal of topics for you today. It'll be a pretty long show, but before we do that, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. It'll really help us out a lot. We've seen that we have a lot of viewers to our videos, but we only have 5 subscribers. So if every person that viewed our video subscribed, we'd have a few hundred subscribers right now.
We'd really appreciate it.
And we'd appreciate the likes and the subscribes. And let's
get right into it.
Yeah. We're gonna get started off here with the Snyder Cut trailer. The official trailer dropped today.
Shit ton of Justice League shit to talk to y'all about.
Yeah, you want to start it off?
Yeah. You said the official trailer came out today, and I was going to avoid it, but this guy talked me into it, and my first impressions on it, I liked it. I thought it was really good. And I've been really hyped up for this movie for the past few days because I've seen a lot of pictures and everything. My hype level is like way up here. I mean, I'm excited for it. I can't wait.
Yeah. The trailer did was the original Justice League movie that we got in 2017. It made Steppenwolf the main villain, but to me, the trailer for the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, like, it really downplayed Steppenwolf's importance in the whole plot. Like, to me, the trailer and the trailers we've seen have just made me think of... Well, it's just made me think of Steppenwolf as just, like, a lackey or smaller villain compared to his big stats in the original
You know when
version.
you play in video games, like, you get to the final boss and you always have those little easy ones to deal with the first...
Mini bosses, yeah.
That's kind of what I think Steppenwolf...
Yeah, because also in the trailer, we see that Steppenwolf is kneeling to Darkseid. And we know that Darkseid is the one that's orchestrating all of these attacks, and he's the one that's attacking everybody and like all this stuff. We get shots of Darkseid in the trailer, which he looks comic accurate to a T.
He looks really awesome.
We also get more shots of the Batman Nightmare sequence.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen since Batman vs. Superman.
And I always liked the Nightmare scenes.
And it makes me wonder why they're going back to it, considering that was in Batman vs. Superman, and that movie, I'm pretty sure, solved that, because they said the reason they were in the Nightmare sequence to begin with was because Batman and Superman just kept fighting.
Well, there's got to be some importance that maybe they're adding to it.
Maybe they're saying if Darkseid takes over, something's gonna happen. But in the trailer, we also get more shots of Jared Leto's Joker that we got none of in the original cut. We get a shot of him that appears to be in the Nightmare sequence, where he says that famous meme, "We live in a society," that people always talk about.
Yeah.
And then he's got like the long hair that Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger's Joker have, like the long slicked back hair.
And notice his tattoo isn't there?
Yeah, he doesn't have tattoos in this one, I don't think.
Which is weird to me, but he kind of looks like Leatherface. I just get this Leatherface from him, but
and
he looks better.
This takes place after Suicide Squad, so I'm wondering if maybe he either got the tattoos removed or covered up, or if he's wearing the makeup to cover him up, or what.
Well, my biggest question is he going to have more time than he did in Suicide Squad? Because he's barely in Suicide Squad.
Well, I'm also wondering if maybe
just in the Nightmare
the Joker we got in Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad wasn't like the final version, and then when we get in Justice League is the final version where he's more like comic accurate compared to, the gangster version of him.
The one that.
But it was a pretty good trailer. Yeah. I mean, I honestly think that the Snyder Cut's going to be a really good movie.
I think so too. Like I said, my hype level, I mean, it's up here. I think it's going to be great. I think this is the way we should have seen. And the most important thing that we're leaving out, this movie is going to be rated R, folks. That's awesome to me. I think it's going to be for language and violence. So I don't know. Maybe we're going to maybe have some cuss words, some fuck. Maybe said by the Batman, because he seems like the perfect one to say it. But I mean, it's going to be rated R, and I hope this can lead to more rated R superhero movies. I know we've kind of gotten there, but more things. Like I told you before, I kind of wish we could see this in theaters, because I think seeing this in an IMAX theater would look awesome. But sadly, we have to watch it at home in HBO Max, which next month. Folks, it's coming up, so get ready. It's gonna be great. I just know it.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to move on to the next topic, and that is the director for Pacific Rim Uprising revealed that the third Pacific Rim movie was going to be a crossover with the Godzilla King Kong like MonsterVerse. Now,
Which would be pretty cool if they would have done that.
yeah, not much is known about it except he says right here in a tweet that the Pacific Rim Godzilla vs Kong crossover was his long-term plan, and Pacific Rim 3 was structured to end in a way that married the two universes. And it says here in this article, but as we saw with the performance of Pacific Rim Uprising at the box office, those plans never happened. And they said he took to Twitter to talk about it. Yeah. So, but this article does state, it comes down to a worry we all know and love: multiverse. Seeing as Godzilla and Pacific Rim are in the same family on the legendary lot, all that would have had to happen was for Warner Brothers Universal to have played ball, trip across the dimensional rift, and could have seen Pacific Rim 3 help lead to a knockdown prize fight of epic proportions. Guillermo del Toro, who's the original Pacific Rim architect, it says, expressed interest as a fan in seeing such things happen. Let's see. It says something else here that I saw earlier.
I heard that.
Right here. Should Godzilla vs. Kong put up the sort of numbers Warner Brothers and Legendary want to see it rack up at the end of March? Perhaps there's a chance that this big world-moving crossover could still happen. For now, we'll just have to be happy with what we've got as a showdown of titans to look forward to in the near future, and hope that somehow the rift between Pacific Rim and Godzilla opens some fateful day.
I wish it would happen. I think that would be really cool, just to see them crossing over. And I know it's a potential, but I know I saw today that Del Toro has no interest in this moment of making Pacific Rim 3, which, I mean, if anyone's seen Uprising, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth because it's just not that good. The first one was great. I enjoyed that one, but the third one's not. The second one's not. I'm sorry. But I just want this to happen sometime down the line, and I think Godzilla vs. Kong will make a buttload of money because, I mean, I don't know if anyone's seen how many views it has on YouTube, but
was it like 100 billion?
It's I know I think 60 million.
Really?
Yeah. Majority of I think mostly all of that was just in like the first a few days. But I think it's gonna make a lot of money for sure. But I mean, if down the line, if this can happen, I just think it'd be super cool and super something nerdy for all of us monster fans would just to enjoy. I would like to see the people from the first movie come back and skip John Boyega's characters and all that crap and see you later.
Why is it John Boyega every time he's in movies they kind of suck?
I don't know. To be honest, it's not. It wasn't his fault. Like you remember. Because it's just because more of this movie was like them training, and then it gets to this, and at the end of it, like they have all the kaiju and stuff, and then it's over. So it's like rushed so fast, and like the one dude I can't remember what his name is. In the first one, he was like one of the scientists. Like there were two of them. I know you see. He's he's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart?
No, in the first Pacific Rim.
Is it another black guy?
No, it was white. I just can't remember what his name is. Anyways, but he ends up being the villain because he with his brain and like he did in the first one, but just not a good movie. But if down the line we can get this to happen, that'd be so cool. But if we don't, then maybe we can get like a comic book or just something. I know there's a Pacific Rim anime coming pretty soon, so I think that looks pretty cool. When that comes out, I think this year.
All right. With that, we're going to move on to the next topic, and that is that apparently Spider-Man 3 is 8 weeks into shooting, and Tom Holland doesn't know what it's about at all. Now, this basically goes neck and neck with a story that came out about a week ago where Tom Holland says he doesn't know. He like he said, he's 8 weeks into shooting, and he doesn't know if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are even in the movie, even though they've been heavily rumored to be.
Is he just gonna come out and say that?
Yeah, is he
that stupid?
Like, has he learned his lesson when it comes to talking about spoilers? Because people know he's said spoilers before, and like has Sony like made it to where he's just completely shut his mouth? Like he has no idea what it's about. I'm sure he 100% knows what it's about. He's filming the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he 100% knows what it's about.
Yeah.
But he's just not giving any details because he's learned to not say spoilers.
I know. I saw that he whenever he filmed Uncharted, he went from right there to Spider-Man. I know he said he had a hard time kind of converting.
Yeah, he said he had a hard time coming out of his Nathan Drake mode,
which is explainable because I mean both are totally different characters.
I didn't see any story about Uncharted rap. Did we mention? Did we?
I thought.
Did we report about Uncharted rapping filming? We might have. I just don't remember.
I thought we did. I know we talked about the pictures that came out.
Oh, that's right. We did, didn't we? We reported on it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Tom Holland has learned a lesson to learn to shh, like you know, like what's it, Thanos demands your silence, whatever thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's just gonna come out and say this anymore. I mean, Jamie Foxx almost more or less if he kind of did spoil it himself. So maybe.
Oh, you mean with the picture of 3 Spider-Mans?
Yeah. Maybe he's the one that needs to learn a lesson. But I mean, I think he knows what it's about, and whatever it is, I think it's gonna be great.
Well, there are other people there's a YouTuber we follow called John Campia. Mm-hmm. He thinks Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's roles in the movie are gonna be small. Like he thinks they're gonna be like little cameos or whatever. Like he says maybe like Tom Holland doesn't know they're in there because they're not in there. They're like CGI'd in there or something somehow. And like they're not physically in there. He hasn't met them, which I don't believe for a second. I think the movie is going to be 100% Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
like I think he's going to team up with them. I don't think it's going to be they're going to be in there small. You don't bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield just for a tiny little cameo. That's stupid to me.
No, I think Spider-Man 3 is all, like you said, all about the multiverse.
Well, because I think WandaVision is working into that, and then I think Doctor Strange is after this.
And also, I don't feel like it'd make any sense because like if they're going to have. Who are they having from? Dr. Octopus is coming back.
Yeah, Alfred Molina.
Yeah, like all of them coming
Alfred
back.
Molina's coming back as Dr. Octopus. That's been confirmed.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro. He's not going to be Blue, but he's coming back as Electro. That's been confirmed, and he's confirmed it himself on his Instagram.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
So you telling me, that it'd be a cameo? I don't think so. It's the whole movie. Like I said, this is... Spider-Man 3, it's going to be called Spider-Man Into the Multiverse.
Well, it's got to have home somewhere.
Spider-Man Home Multiverse. Spider-Man Homeverse. I don't know. This movie comes out in December, so I think the news is just going to keep coming out. Who knows? We may get a trailer for it.
Really comes out when?
December.
Oh man, that's so far away.
So we may have a trailer before you know it, or something.
I'm expecting a trailer probably by summer.
I expect July.
You think July? I think we might have one maybe by April.
Well, Black Widow comes out in May.
Yeah, I'm thinking they might attach it to Black Widow.
You think?
Because they're still putting Black Widow in theaters.
Yeah, they are. I know.
And I don't think they're going to delay it again. I think they're going to release it because they don't want to just keep delaying it. They're just going to release it. Just say if it'll make whatever money and we'll be fine with it.
Yeah, but like I said, you said too. I think Tom Holland knows what's going on. He knows what's going down. But Spider-Man 3 coming this middle of December, so expect more news from Spider-Man 3 probably in the next couple months.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to move on to the next topic here, and that is the Borderlands movie actually has a few A-list actors already on board to play a few different roles. And I'm just going to read them off here for you, and we'll give our thoughts on the... as a disclaimer, me and Chase never played Borderlands.
I played the first one and the third one.
Did you beat him, or did you just play a little bit?
I just played a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't played him extensively to know.
Thrilled.
We haven't played anything extensively about him to know like the backstories of characters or who's a good fit for what character.
I wasn't thrilled with the game. I just
don't like the art style.
Yeah, that's my problem too. I hate it.
Jack Black, he's gonna be Claptrap, which is the guy that's right here.
Yeah,
I think he's like he's one of the main robots. Yeah. Oh, come on, work with me, touchpad. Kevin Hart, he's going to be a character named Roland, who is a highly trained Atlas soldier who's appeared in several of the games within the franchise. Jamie Lee Curtis, she's going to be Dr. Patricia Tanis, who works as an archaeologist on, I guess, Pandora being the planet that they live on.
Mm-hmm.
Her expertise will likely assist in discovering a mysterious vault filled with ancient alien technology, which sounds like bad news to the person who wrote the article. Kate Blanchett, what was she in? She's been in other stuff. What was she in? Was she? Who was? Who was? What's her name? Who was Thor's sister? Is that Kate Blanchett?
Is that her?
That's what I'm asking. Give us just 1 second while we look this up. She's cast as a legendary thief Lilith, who is a siren with magical abilities, and that's the end of the current cast list. You said that is her?
No, hold on. No, I was just talking about
Thor Ragnarok.
What's her name? Kate.
Cate.
But just to go on to what he's saying, but they've kind of been casting this Borderlands movie. Like all these 4 castings have just been in like the last week or so. Yes, that's who it is.
It is? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
You got some big names tied to a movie I thought none of them would ever do, to be honest. Like you said, me and you aren't too familiar with Borderlands. I know it has a big following of people, but I played, I think, the first one and the third one, and I wasn't too thrilled with it. But, I mean, who knows? We'll check it out whenever it comes out. I don't know when that will be, but and see how it is. Maybe it'll be something that maybe might turn us on to the games, or probably not.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, the next one is the next topic. Excuse me, is about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and how it's coming to theaters actually next year.
Yay.
And for a lot of people, this is sooner than they expected.
Yeah.
Not for me though. It came out last year, 2020, right?
Actually,
February 2020.
I think it has actually been 1 year today.
Yeah, 1 year today, like exactly today, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, one year today that it came out, and like whatever we saw, it was great.
Yeah.
I think
it was really fun.
I think it's the best video game movie they've made. I think it's better than Detective Pikachu, and I love Pokemon.
Yeah, and Detective Pikachu was a good movie. Don't put it down,
but according to the release date is April 8th of 2022. So we still got like a year and 2 months left, which isn't really that long.
Nope.
Like they'll probably start shooting sometime this spring, I'll bet, and then they'll have it done by next spring.
Yep.
And the teaser really isn't much. The teaser is pretty much just the title reveal, which is the Sonic the Hedgehog name, and then the 2 is supposed to be like a Tails.
Yeah.
Because the 2 Tails actually move back and forth like Tails do. And as we remember in the post-credit scene I think it was post-credit scene.
Yep.
For the original Sonic movie that came out last year, we got Tails at the end, and I guess he was going to meet up with Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And there are rumors.
Knuckles going to be in the movie?
I was just getting to that.
Yeah.
There are rumors that Jason Momoa was offered the role of Knuckles. So we'll see if he takes it and if he'll be the role of. I'm just wondering why they haven't gotten any of the voice actors who voice him in the games to do it. Because I think the guy who does the voice of Knuckles for the Sonic Boom games, the Sonic Boom games are terrible, but the voice actors are great.
The last Sonic game that came out, Sonic Forces,
what was it
called? That was for
2017.
I like that game. I thought that game was a lot of fun. But I mean, April 8th, that's coming soon. So I can't wait to check out. Like you said, Sonic was definitely probably the best video game movie, and I can't wait to see what they do with the sequel. Like that end credit scene, seeing Tails, that's just cool.
Yeah.
I just want to know, do they know who's voicing Tails, or are we still on the...
I think the voice of Tails, is actually, let's see here, Sonic Movie 2, Tails voice actor. I'm pretty sure it's the one from the games because it sounds the same. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, there it is. I figured it out. There we go. Technology's great, isn't it, folks? Is that what you just said?
That's technical difficulties.
Yeah. Is that who it is? Yes.
I hate that picture.
She Colleen O'Shaughnessy is the voice actor for the Tails in the modern Sonic games as well as in the cartoon series Sonic Boom. So, like I said, the Sonic Boom characters or the Sonic Boom voice actors and the modern Sonic video game actors are the ones that I think are really good that I thought they should have brought back. I mean,
Yeah.
Ben Schwartz is fine for me for Sonic.
Isn't Ben Schwartz going to become the new voice of Sonic?
He is the voice. Oh, you mean like in games and stuff?
Because then the
I don't
actual
know.
Sonic.
The majority, I think all the voice actors for the original game, like for the Sonic ones, retired from being the voices,
Yeah.
except for Eggman. I think they said Eggman staying the same.
Yeah.
But they said, but according to this, yeah, the voice of Tails is uh, the voice of Tails in the video games right now. So that's kind of what I was hoping because she's a pretty good voice actor. But yeah, that's pretty much it in regards to Sonic 2. I mean, we got a teaser with a yellow 2 indicating Tails. And then there's some people who are saying maybe Knuckles will be introduced at the end of this movie and then set up Sonic 3, because how in the games it's called Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to do it that way. We don't know for sure yet,
but
though.
I'm sure we'll get more news within the given months, and we'll get to talk more Sonic stuff.
Yep. And with that, we're going to move on to our next topic, and that will move us into television show news now.
Yep.
And Ryan Coogler is actually working with Disney Plus, and they're going to be working on a Black Panther Wakanda Disney Plus series, which I believe is called Kingdom of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's going to be like maybe telling the history of Wakanda and because there's no information about it right now. It's just an announcement.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be telling the history of Wakanda, and maybe it's going to be telling maybe like the story of what happened to him after or during the snap. Maybe like all that stuff would be interesting for me.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting stuff.
Hear about.
Like you said, there ain't much news on it at this moment. Just I guess another Marvel show just to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Any Marvel stuff. Just because I forgot to say when we started talking about WandaVision, just seeing like the opening thing, like where it shows like the Marvel.
Yeah.
Like just hearing that, dun, 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 just
Yeah.
kind of like just great memories just being back. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting stuff. Let's just kind of see what it's all about.
Yeah. All right. Move on to the next topic here, and that is it's actually going to take us a little bit to talk about. We're going to be discussing episodes 5 and 6 of WandaVision.
It's hard to believe we've already been through that many episodes.
Yeah, and there's only 8. Is it 8 or 9? I think there might be 9.
9.
There,
but I've heard there's a rumor going on that the last 3 episodes are going to be an hour long each.
that'd be interesting
That'd be cool.
because they said the end of I think they said the end of this season is supposed to indicate like an Avengers level event, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming might be House of M or something. But episode 5, it was pretty much like the 80s sitcom sort of style, where we got like, I think that's when the kids were introduced. The kids were introduced at that time, and then as babies, they grew up to their 5 or 6 year old selves, and then they wanted. It
was kind of like a Full House.
They brought home a dog, and then they wanted to keep it, and then. Wanda said, or Wanda and Vision said, you can keep the dog. You can get a dog when you're 10. And then the boys looked at each other, and then they grew themselves up to the age of 10, which is kind of weird. And then they kept it, pretty much. And then later on in the episode, the dog died over by Agnes's house, which if anyone knows the comics, that happens in the comic books, mainly because Agnes in the comic books because in the comic books. It's Agatha Harkness, the witch.
Yeah.
But that stuff pretty much happens.
Dog.
Yeah, that stuff pretty much happens in the comics. So we don't know if that's what's going on here or not. Yeah. But later on in the episode, I think that's pretty much it in regards to like those kind of stuff for the story. We get more stuff about I think Jimmy Woo, Darcy, and Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. Kind of. There's still more. Explaining things that are going on and everything. But then, like I said, at the end, you get the big.
Wait.
I don't know. Yeah, that's just cool.
There's still more I got to talk about with Darcy and all of them. They explained to Monica after she came out of after she was pushed out of the thing, that like her molecules and stuff are starting to rearrange, and like her blood levels are weird and stuff.
I'm talking about the one that was the last episode.
Well, hold on. No,
You're
there's
skipping.
more about it in this episode because they mentioned because Darcy talked to her about it, and then there's a part, I'm pretty sure it was in episode 5, whenever she's looking at the clothes she wore and then she starts shooting them because she said her clothes she was wearing Kevlar when she went into the anomaly. And then when she came out, her clothes were changed to like those 70s, 80s clothes. And she started shooting them with Jimmy Woo's gun, I think. And then she's like, my clothes are now made out of Kevlar or whatever. So we know that anything that goes in and then comes out, it'll stay. Whenever it comes out, it'll stay what it became inside of the anomaly or whatever. That's what they call it. So her clothes like didn't revert back to what they were before she went in. They stayed like the 70s era clothes, just with the properties of her original clothes that she went in there with.
Yeah.
So that was like an interesting touch that they had, which means like anything they sent in there, like their drones or their cars, like they're not gonna get those back.
Yeah.
But then we go back to the original ending of that episode that you were about to talk about, where they mentioned her brother. She talked to she was talking to her kids about her brother.
Yeah.
And then she said, "What did he say?" She said, "He's gone, and I miss him a lot," or something. And then you hear the doorbell ring, and then she goes to open it up, and then you see Vision. You see the back of a head that's silver hair, and then Vision's like, "Wanda, who is this?" And then it shows the door, and it's
Quicksilver from
Evan Peters. Evan Peters, Quicksilver from the X-Men that Chase was talking about.
Which, if anyone, I don't know if you ever seen the X-Men movies he's in.
No.
He's a real bright thing because he's really funny and everything. I always liked his Quicksilver.
Well, a lot of people were noticing that the way he was acting in that episode was kind of how he acted in those movies, which they said made a lot of sense to them.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where the episode ended. It was I think it was a pretty good episode.
I like that episode a lot.
You want to get into talking about episode 6?
Episode 6, it was the episode I've been looking forward to the most, the Halloween episode. And this one, it kind of starts off with Malcolm in the Middle kind of opening kind of thing.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and that, like I said, it's the Halloween episode, and Quicksilver is staying with them, and trying to think. And I know Vision is going like he was leaving, gonna like go.
Yeah. He said he was going on neighborhood watch, but he was actually going to
the outer.
Yeah, to the edge of the anomaly.
Yeah. And,
so he could see what's outside of it.
And he does, and like everyone's like frozen, like so frozen or just like stuck.
Yeah.
Like nobody's moving, and then you get the scene.
He goes to Agnes, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, Agnes. But it's kind of different from like you remember the first trailer, because remember we asked, "Are you dead?" And you go, "No. Why would you say that?" Because you are. And then she laughs. They kind of made it a little bit different. It wasn't exactly like that.
Yeah. He goes up to her car. She's just sitting in it.
Yeah.
And then he touches the side of her head like he did with Norm a few episodes ago. And she wakes up and feels around her neck area.
Yeah.
A lot of what people were pointing out, like especially a YouTube channel called New Rock Stars, they were pointing out that it's possible because in the original episodes she was wearing a brooch that had 3 witches on it, and she might have been feeling around for that and she didn't have it.
Yeah.
There's a theory going around that maybe Mephisto's soul was in that brooch and now she doesn't have it anymore. And then it's coincidentally Evan Peters showed up at the end of last episode. So a lot of people are wondering if Evan Peters might be a Mephisto, mainly because of some stuff we're going to talk about in a second. But to go back to the...
I kind of thought about that at the end.
Well, to go back to the Vision and Agnes stuff, after he woke her up, she felt around. She's like, "Am I dead?" That's right. She said, Vision. "You're Vision. You're an Avenger."
You're an Avenger. What's an Avenger?
And then Vision was like, "What's an Avenger?" And then she's like, I forgot what she said. And she said, I think that's when she said, "Am I dead?"
Am I dead? No. Why would you say that?
And then she said, because you are, yeah. And then she started cackling like a witch, which was another indication to some people that maybe she is Agatha Harkness.
Yeah.
But especially because she was wearing a witch costume. But it then goes to Vision, I think.
And then he says, I will help you. I will
Yeah.
help everything. And then he goes
He goes to the edge.
and
He like tries to, and he does go out.
Yeah.
But what it is the anomaly is what's keeping him alive, and as he's trying to escape it starts ripping him apart from the back. Yeah. And then he reaches out to all of the people out there and says like help them or
and
something.
Then,
you have to help these people.
Also,
and then
I'm trying to about
her kids,
no,
Tommy.
Not them yet.
No.
Monica. And
oh yeah, going back to that.
They all got.
They got kicked out. Because what's his name?
Yeah.
Fucking
but,
Hayward.
Yeah.
He was telling Monica. Well, he was like he wanted to go.
Weird thing.
What
if Hayward's got to be a bag of titties? He's such a dick.
Well, it's just people. There's a thing going on with that. They were talking about it. That's actually a part of the argument I'm gonna talk about. Hayward and Monica had an argument where Hayward was like, "You weren't here during the 5 years that after what I think they called it the blip, but everyone else calls it something else." Or no, what do they call it? They don't call it the blip, do they?
No, that's called.
They did.
Yeah.
But he said you weren't here for that. You don't know how hard it was to deal with everything and to scrape by with everyone gone and how hard it was. And then he said, and then he basically was saying that I don't. What did he say? Like he said all of that. You don't know how hard it was. And then he said like something else after that. I just can't remember, but. He was like, these three are taking away from the mission. I want them gone now. And then he basically does. They basically get carried away over by trucks by 3 different guards. Mm-hmm. And then Jimmy Woo and Monica just like punch the guard that's holding them. And then Darcy's like, "Why didn't you tell me about the plan?"
Yeah.
And then they steal the uniforms from those guys and then go back inside.
Yeah.
And then Darcy starts hacking into something, and then Jimmy Woo and Monica, I think they said they were going to meet up with her engineer friend or something, yeah. And she described it as a guy.
Yeah.
Because I think she said he.
I saw a theory the other day, but I can't remember who it was.
There's a theory that somebody had on YouTube. I think that the engineer's like Beast or something.
I can't
or Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic is the one I heard.
Or someone saying maybe it was that little girl from Captain Marvel, like the little girl Skrull. Like there was a little girl Skrull, if you remember. Maybe it was her, but I don't know. But we don't know who it is just yet. Maybe we'll find out either next episode or the episode after.
And then Darcy sees that Vision is coming towards the thing, so she runs out there
and says, "You got to help
him." You got to help him, but then
and then they handcuff her to the side of one of the trucks, I think.
Yeah.
And then whenever her kids inside the anomaly.
The kids also get their powers.
Yeah, the kids get their powers. The one who was it? It's Jimmy. Is it Jimmy and Tommy?
Yeah.
Is it Jimmy?
One of them gets.
Or is it Timmy? Timmy and Tommy.
Yeah. One of them gets.
One of them gets
Quicksilver's.
Gets super speed because his name is Speed. Yeah. In the comics, his name is Speed. And the other, I don't know which one's Timmy and which one's Tommy. I have to re-look that. But one of them gets super speed, and the other one gets like telekinetic abilities, and he's called Wiccan.
Yeah.
And they're dressed like their comic counterparts. Like Wiccan had the red thing with the hair combed over and the cape.
Wanda's thing.
Yeah, and Speed didn't have his colors because he's like green and white.
Yeah.
He just had Quicksilver's comic book. Because Quicksilver in WandaVision was wearing his own comic book outfit, just like every other person, pretty much. Because if you look here on this article that we pulled up, Wanda and Vision are wearing their comic outfits, and they look ridiculous.
What did they say?
What?
Because didn't Vision say he was like professional? He was a professional wrestler or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she's supposed to be. I can't remember what she said, but yes, they
Didn't she say she was supposed to be like a Sokovian shaman or something?
Yeah, something like that. But no matter what, it was just cool just to see those costumes. But anyways,
I think he said like Nacho Verde or something. Yeah. Like
food. But then like the kid can hear Vision, and
her son
like, in agony.
Tommy, I think, who's the Wiccan. Yeah. He says since he's telekinetic, he can sense that that his dad's in danger, and he goes and tells his mom Wanda, and then that's when Evan Peters Quicksilver is like, "Hey sis, it's not like your husband can die twice," and then that pisses her off, and she
Really?
throws him over through some tombstones, and then it zooms in on her eyes. They just turn red, and then she like expands. She starts expanding the anomaly to cover more area.
Everybody starts.
It shows what's happening outside of it. It pulls Vision back in, so he's fine.
Yeah.
But it also expands the anomaly to where like all of the sword base that's outside of the anomaly gets engulfed into the anomaly.
And they start changing into like clowns. And
it turns the entire sword base into a circus.
Yeah.
Where some of the people are like mimes and shit.
Clowns and like the vehicles are like the vehicles like for food. Like
the trucks become food. They become food trucks, and then I think what was it? There was something in the air, wasn't there, that becomes a hot air balloon?
I can't remember what it was.
But there's something in the air that becomes a hot air balloon. I think it might be a drone or something.
Like going and.
But it just keeps going to where like Jimmy Woo and Monica are trying to outrun it in their car, I think.
Yeah.
And then Hayward and them, I think, are trying to outrun it also. Yeah. But then what's her name? Darcy. She's still handcuffed to the truck, and then it comes in on her, and she is what'd she say? Oh, fuck. And then she says fudge.
Yeah.
At first I thought she said fuck, but she said fudge. Yeah. Which I thought was a funny moment. Yeah. But I'm wondering what she's going to look like inside the anomaly, what they're going to have her doing.
I think it'd be funny.
But that's pretty... And then after it shows it expanding, it goes back... I think it goes back to Wanda's face, and her eyes are still glowing red, and then that's when it cuts to the credits.
Yeah.
So like episode 5 and 6, like there really were like a crescendo for the show. Yeah. Like I think it's still rising. Yeah. Because I think episode 7 is probably when we're gonna see like something big happen. Yeah. Because
overall, episode 6 I think has been my favorite.
Oh yeah, episode 6 has been the best episode of the show.
I feel like it's been each episode's just been getting better and better.
Yeah.
And better. I can't wait to see what happens. I know good things are going to be happening, and Mephisto. You're coming soon. I know you're. I just feel his presence every time I walk.
You think? You think Mephisto?
I just feel like he's coming. It's just like, when is he gonna come? But I can agree. I don't know. I think it's Quicksilver. I really do. I'm not buying it. But he could. I don't know.
Well, another thing that people are pointing out is the fact that Quicksilver, when she turned and looked at him and then looked away and then turned back, he showed him dead with his bullet holes. Mm-hmm. However, if that was the case and she was looking at him dead, would it not be Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver that she was seeing? Because whenever she saw Vision, it was his dead Vision from Infinity War.
Because the one in the X-Men franchise, he's still alive. I haven't seen Dark Phoenix, so he might.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, she never saw him die either.
Yeah.
Because she saw Vision die, but she didn't see Quicksilver die.
She
just felt it.
Yeah, she was in a whole different place.
And like, that's another reason some people might not think that he's who he says he is. Like, because he also says, like, earlier in the show, like, as one of his like throwaway lines, he says the reason he's there, he's like, brother shows up unexpectedly, comes into town, and I'm here to cause you grief.
Yeah.
Some people are really hanging on to that "I'm here to cause you grief" line, especially like from him saying things like.
But Vision, you can tell he feels like something's wrong.
He has pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah, I'm talking about him being there. Like, he just thinks it's.
That's true. I think that was another thing they brought up too. Like, he never trusted. He hasn't trusted him since he came.
Yeah,
but they're saying that Quicksilver, he's been trying to act like a dad figure to the kids also throughout the whole episode.
He really was in that whole episode.
Which has a lot of other people thinking he might be Mephisto that way too.
He really was. I mean, Vision, like, he was trying to like outstep him. But no matter what, episode 6 was lots of fun. And I can't wait to see what happens in these final episodes. I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to move on to the next topic here. And that is, during the Super Bowl, they showed a new trailer for The Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I think they announced as like the official trailer.
It was the official trailer.
And it was pretty good, I guess.
Good. I think the show's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we got to see the dude I've been looking forward to as a villain,
Baron Zemo, with his mask and everything, too.
I think I can't wait to see this show. Because it starts March 19th, so guess what? You get Justice League, Snyder Cut, and the next day you got Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, the way it looks like
Just can't wait.
it might be turning out is when does it say March 19th? It looks like it might turn out to where this premieres the week after WandaVision ends. Because I think we
It
have
is.
3 more weeks for WandaVision, 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, I think they did.
This Friday is episode 7, which is what's today's date? Today's date is the 14th. If you look here, it's the 19th, 26th, 5th. We have a week break between those, and then it's straight into Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I mean, they're pretty much going straight from WandaVision into Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I think is a good
great.
idea.
That's a great idea. But you get to see both gentlemen wielding Cap's shield,
Yeah,
which is cool. And I always like definitely from the commercial and now the trailer, the line. She goes, "What do you say? You got beat up by a girl."
I think that's what
you
it
got
was.
beat up by a girl. Shut. And then Falcon almost gets hit by the truck. But I thought this trailer was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what this show does, because I think it's going to be, to be honest, from episode 1 to its final episode, nothing but good. I think, WandaVision started real slow and everything.
Yeah.
I think this one's going to be good from beginning to end.
Yeah,
And I can't wait, as I said, to see Baron Zemo. Ever since we had him in Civil War.
yeah,
Civil War.
because he's the one that
Yeah.
I think he said
he's the one that makes
he's pretty
them.
much behind the conflict.
Yeah. So, but I can't wait for the show. Just to know, like you pointed that out, like we get end of WandaVision, those final 3 episodes, then 1 week break. Like I said, then it's the week after. Like I said, you get Snyder Cut, and then Marvel's got their thing with Falcon and Winter Soldier. A lot of good stuff coming out. So keep your Disney Plus. Don't cancel.
Yeah. We're gonna head into the next topic here, and that is
Moving on.
The Last of Us on HBO TV series actually has found their Ellie and Joel.
Pedro Pascal at
They're
it
gonna-
again.
Yeah, they're gonna have Pedro Pascal, who plays Din Djarin in The Mandalorian. He plays the Mandalorian, and he also
Wasn't he in Game of Thrones?
he was in Game of Thrones as
The one
oh my
dude
gosh, I can't. I watched all of Game of Thrones. How do I not remember him?
I can picture his face.
Yeah, I know
just
what
can't
his
remember
character
what
looks like. I just
yeah,
don't remember his name, but
That
both of them are from Game of Thrones. Bella Ramsey, she played her nickname was called, I think her nickname was Little Bear, because she was the head of oh god damn it, I forgot the name of the islands that she comes from.
Yeah,
I think they're called the Bear Islands or
Yeah.
something. But it's House Mormont. She's like 8 years old or whatever, and she's the leader of House Mormont because she's the last surviving member of her family. Especially after, are you gonna watch Game of Thrones?
like I said, I've seen the first 5 seasons. I just haven't
Are you
seen
planning
it.
on watching the?
I need to finish the rest of it. Yeah.
No spoilers for me. But Bella Ramsey, she's like a little girl. She's gonna be playing Ellie. They don't have a picture of her on this
Really?
article for some unknown reason, but they have a picture of Ellie, but not her, which didn't make sense to me. But whatever.
But on the whole thing, I think
Monkey.
I feel like Mr. Pascal could be a good pick for Joel. He's really coming out to. Everything he's done is really good lately. So I just can't wait for this show altogether. I really like the Last of Us games. I just can't wait to see what they do with it as a TV show. I don't know if it's going to be kind of like a carbon copy of the game, or if they're going to do their own stories.
I'd assume they're gonna do their own story, right?
I would think. Not kill off Joel. Excuse me. Spoilers. Sorry, my fault. But
No.
if you don't know that by now, with what Last of Us 2 did, I just want more of Joel than what they did. Because I actually I thought, when I played the first game, I thought Joel died. But then I remembered that he didn't. But I can't wait to see this show. I know it's going to be on, HBO Max? So,
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff. Get yourself an HBO Max account, too, if you don't. HBO Max is stepping up their game, too. So, a lot of good stuff coming in the near future. And I'm sure we'll get more news with this as well, because they're just starting to ramp up their news on this show. So, we'll talk more about The Last of Us. I know that.
And with that, we're going to move on to a topic that we might not talk a whole lot about,
No.
but it's an important topic nonetheless to talk about, and that is Michael B. Jordan, his Outlier Society. I'm guessing it's like his production company or something. They're all in at Amazon, and they're going to be making a Muhammad Ali TV series with Jay-Z's Rock Nation. First look film deal and Without Remorse franchise. Oh, that's part of their headline. Excuse me. But our main story here is about Michael B. Jordan creating a Muhammad Ali TV series, and that will be interesting. I don't know if he's going to be playing Muhammad Ali or if somebody else is going to be.
No way.
You don't think so?
It's got to be somebody else.
Why's that?
I would just think since he played in Creed.
Oh yeah, people would think it would be Creed.
Somebody else. I don't know who they would go for, but I think it's a cool idea. I mean, he knows kind of what to do for boxing stuff, and Michael B. Jordan's always done good things except for Fantastic Four, but that's not his fault. But I can't wait to see what they do. I know Muhammad Ali was in some movie that came out recently. Had Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, something like they're all together for one night or something.
Wow.
It was weird. But like I said, there's not much on it. I guess this is the first time actually hearing about it, but I think it should be an interesting show because Muhammad Ali is. If I had to like boxing, he'd probably be my favorite because but I remember seeing him in Different Strokes. If you remember that show from a long time ago, but I think it's gonna be cool. I just can't wait to see how it goes and what they do with it.
All right, and we're gonna move on to our next topic here. I don't know how long this next topic is gonna take, but Gina Carano has been fired from Star Wars after her social media controversy where she compared being silenced as a conservative to Jews during the Holocaust, which obviously, as you can tell, with a subject matter like that, why she was fired.
Yeah.
Like, with this being a political topic, I think talking about politics here is inescapable. But I'm just going to let my politics be known right now. She deserved to be fired.
Yeah.
To me, there is no way in hell that being silenced as a conservative is the same as Jews being beaten in the streets during the Holocaust. Like, that is a terrible analogy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't match.
Well, I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't want to spread misinformation. I'm not gonna announce that it's true, but it's possible this was the last straw, mainly due to the fact that Jon Favreau is Jewish. Maybe he wanted her gone because of that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't do much in politics or anything, but yeah, this is now you don't just come out and say this, and I mean, just more or less, I guess here's the door. There's plenty of opportunities out there.
Well, what I don't get is why she would put politics over her career. Like, she was in one of the best shows going on right now, and she threw it all away just because of her political opinion. Yeah. Like, I understand that celebrities are allowed to have a political opinion. I just don't know why.
Think before you do.
Well, I just don't know why, like, celebrities have to make political opinions known like this. Like, just same goes for liberal ones too. Like Mark Hamill and all of them. I don't know why they make their politics known either. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, the majority of Americans who are political don't really like let people know on Facebook. The majority of the time they don't.
Yeah.
They keep it to themselves and stuff like that, which is what I think a lot of people should do. You're allowed to voice your political opinions and whatnot, but I just think a lot of people should just keep it to themselves. Yeah. Whether they're conservative, liberal, whatever. Like, people just need to start keeping it to themselves, and it'll do themselves a lot of good.
Yeah, but definitely with her, I mean, you said she was on one of the best, shows going on right now, but basically you just got the boot and found the door somewhere else. So
yeah,
good luck getting yourself somewhere else. Don't expect that.
She got something in the side of her political beliefs. She's working on a movie right now with a Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro. If you've heard of him, he's like an ultra conservative like talk show host guy, and they're doing a movie right now. She says, "We can't let our voices be silenced, even if they try to silence them for us or something." She said her voice is freer now than it ever was before. Yada yada yada. Bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all she was talking about.
More or less, I guess, just the main point. Just keep it to yourself. Don't find yourself.
All celebrities keep it to yourself, whether you're conservative, Democrat, liberal, whatever. Just keep it to yourself.
Just keep it to yourself, or you're gonna find yourself on the way out. Just more or less than that.
Yeah. And our last topic of the day.
On to some good things.
Is going to end on talking about Godzilla, the Godzilla Netflix show. We talked
about it before when
they've actually revealed the final design that they're going to use for the Godzilla in their movie. And this is it right here, pretty much.
Yep.
Now, I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn cool.
He's THICC thick.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the thighs.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Yeah, and some people also made a thing to it. You see on like the end of where his like leg, like foot right there,
right here,
spike thing. Yeah, some people say he looks like Godzilla 1998 because he had that too.
Oh, really?
That kind of thing. But no matter what, I've been looking forward to this Netflix anime series. But yeah, he looks super cool. It's like you said, got those thick thighs. But I really like what's on his arm there. Those
yeah,
the spikes on his arms. That's the first time he's ever actually had kind of like something he can like just use on a thing. But it's cool to finally actually get to see him because this is our first, like you said, full look at him, and he looks cool. He looks cool nonetheless. And this show I think comes out sometime this year. Not sure when. Have to get back on the Netflix bandwagon. I can't back out and have it on there. But a lot of good things are coming to Netflix, so keep yourselves on all those stuff: Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, because I think you're going to be a good 2020 and on future with stuff.
Yeah, and that's going to be it for the show today. Yeah. Thank you for joining us for welcome. Our. We didn't say it at the beginning. This is our Valentine's Day spectacular special.
So if you see Harry Warden, watch out.
Yeah, give My Bloody Valentine the one from the 70s.
The original and the remake.
Is it from the 70s?
81.
81 from the original from 81 and the remake a shot. They're both pretty good.
They're really good, and there's another movie it's decent. It's called Valentine, 2001. It's got the dude who played Angel. It's kind of like a kind of slasher kind of thing, but it's worth a check. But yeah, give My Bloody Valentine a watch. Either of them, they're both good. They're both their own thing, so definitely you can't I guess compare them.
Yeah,
to be honest, they're their own thing. But give them a watch. See Mr. Harry Warden in action.
And if you liked the show today, be sure to give us a like. And if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. Yeah, and I guess with that, we'll talk with you next week.
Talk to you next week.
Yep.